This is KGW News at Sunrise.
We're talking about rural areas, suburban areas, urban areas, a real mix of schools.
Millions of dollars are about to be poured into local schools. It is the latest effort to make getting to school safer.
Gun violence is another issue that's plaguing Portland students. In just the last 3 months, there have been 4 shootings near schools in the city. We'll let you know about a meeting that's happening today that's aimed at coming up with solutions.
And this morning in our Sunrise Spotlight, celebrating Dr. King's legacy of service.
He said it was a day on, not a day off, and so we really live by that.
Solve is hosting a holiday cleanup along the Portland Boulevard that bears MLK's name. How you can sign up to help this morning at 5:15. We'll tell you more.
So many things to talk about this morning, and of course, one more thing. It is Friday.
Yes.
We're there.
Yes.
The
13th.
Thank you, Drew.
Oh.
Still Friday.
Yes.
Still Friday, Rod.
By the way, Monday's looking for Dr. King Day as we celebrate his life. Is looking drier and drier, maybe partly sunny with not much rain.
Wow.
So that would be nice for folks outdoors putting in their volunteer hours. We have the same weather pattern today. You see the rain moving south to north, mostly gentle stuff. There will be some breaks like we had yesterday, but really going to be raining more than not. Here's the temperature. We're still in that very mild batch fair, 49 right now. So most of the day will be in the 50s again, 52 at noon. Temperatures in Portland could go as high as 55 degrees, still blowing to about 30 out near the gorge. Otherwise, winds are mainly light. Back to you.
Thank you. Right now, we want to start this morning with a live look from North Portland after a car crashed into this dispensary. So our photographer on scene, Eric Patterson, is zooming in. He tells us that is an employee who is looking at video of the car crashing in to see what happened. This business is called Satchel. It's on North Interstate and Skidmore. This call came into police as a burglary at 4 o'clock this morning. We are working to get confirmation on all that and get a little more information from PPB. We will certainly update you as we learn more.
Our next story this morning is an update on the effort to make getting to school safer for kids across Oregon. The Oregon Department of Transportation is about to funnel millions of dollars in federal grant money to about 24 different schools.
So this is called the Safe Route to School Project, and we don't have all the specifics yet, but you can get an overview of what's to come on our website, kgw.com. In the meantime, here's Alma McCarty with what we know right now.
A safe walk to school isn't always guaranteed. High-speed roads, a lack of light, the absence of bike lanes or even sidewalks are barriers.
No parent wants to say goodbye, have a great day to their child, thinking that that person could not make it safely to and from school.
Shelley Snow with the Oregon Department of Transportation says they're working to chip away at that, making as many routes as safe as they can. Upgrades are on the way around schools like Witch Hazel Elementary in Hillsborough and Templeton Elementary in Tigard. 24 more school routes across the state of Oregon will also get much needed enhancements like signage, crosswalks, sidewalks, and curb ramps to the tune of $32.4 million. The projects all 4 Title I schools were selected from more than 80 applications.
We're talking about rural areas, suburban areas, urban areas, a real mix of schools and neighborhoods.
As for a timeline, each of the 26 improvements should be complete within the next couple of years.
Part of the agreement is they have to report to us on their progress so that we make sure these funds are going to where they need to go, that they're actually making a difference. And over the years, it has been amazing to see community after community, school after school, neighborhood after neighborhood, making these kinds of improvements.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Another issue impacting student safety, Gun violence. This morning, more than a dozen Portland public schools and public safety officials will be meeting up to talk about solutions. In the last 3 months, we've seen 4 shootings outside Portland high schools. The Portland Business Alliance invited the police chief, Multnomah County Sheriff, and DA to its monthly breakfast yesterday to talk about issues plaguing Portland. That includes gun violence. We spoke with Portland Police Chief Chuck Lavelle about the recent shootings outside Portland schools.
It's very concerning. I've had direct conversations with the principals at Jefferson, Cleveland, and Franklin just in the last 4 months as they've had incidents. And the schools are near and dear to my heart in my time as a school resource officer. So we're continuing those conversations. For us, we just want to play a role, whatever that looks like for police, in keeping our kids safe.
Chief Lavelle will join 14 others at PPS headquarters this morning for that discussion on addressing gun violence in Portland. We plan to be there and we'll bring you any new developments.
The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students made his second appearance in court yesterday, and he waived his right to a speedy trial. There's a look at Brian Coburger, again, in court yesterday. His next hearing won't happen until June 26, which means both sides now have 5 months to build their cases. The judge in this case will listen to all the evidence and then decide if this case has probable cause to move forward. Just this week, Coburger's defense team requested access to evidence that they could challenge the validity on how police got his DNA, surveillance of his car, and cell phone information. His attorney will also likely work on finding an alternate suspect.
There are also memorial scholarships founded in the names of 2 of those University of Idaho students. The family of Zaina Kernodle partnered with U of I to create a fundraiser in her honor. A link to donate is on your screen. Just point your camera phone at the QR code on your screen and it will lead you to the web page. There's also the Ethan Chapin Memorial Scholarship Fund. His fraternity created this and it's raised almost $113,000 of its $125,000 goal. The scholarship will be presented every year to a deserving undergraduate member of the Sigma Chi fraternity at U of I. Ethan's mom wrote a lengthy update on Facebook yesterday. She says her family spends no time being angry. She says it's energy not well spent and wouldn't change anything anyway. Ethan was a triplet. His siblings are back at the university for the spring semester. Chapin's mom went on to say the support they're getting from all across the country is profound, adding, there are too many messages to reply to. Coming up tonight, Dateline will air a 2-hour special on the murders. They speak with friends and family of the victims, as well as former friends and classmates of the alleged killer. You can watch that tonight at 9 o'clock right here on KGW.
Now to today's morning headlines. A Clark County Sheriff's deputy who shot and killed an off-duty Vancouver police officer at his home will not be criminally charged. Last January, Deputy Jonathan Feller shot and killed Officer Donald Sahota. Officer Sahota was at home and in the driveway started fighting with an armed robbery suspect who had been running from police. During that struggle, Sahota dropped his gun. The suspect ran inside his house, and when Deputy Feller got on scene, he saw Sahota grab his gun, mistook Sahota for the suspect, and shot him. In one of her first legislative actions, Washington Representative Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez helped introduce a bill that got bipartisan support. It bans members of Congress from trading stocks. Those in favor say it would prevent lawmakers from using their position to benefit their investments and boost trust with voters. The Democrat from Southwest Washington is in her first term. And one lane of Highway 101 is expected to reopen this afternoon. A part of the highway, located 12 miles south of Port Orford in southern Oregon, has been closed since early Monday morning because of this mess that you're looking at right there on your screen. Rain is expected in the area today, which may delay the afternoon's reopening, but we'll keep you updated throughout our shows and as well online. Those are some of your morning headlines.
All right, before Rod steps in here for a look at our local forecast, we want to show you this, some of the damage from the severe storms that rolled through the southeast part of the U.S. We know at least 7 people are dead following these storms. This video is of the damage from a tornado that demolished homes and uprooted trees in Alabama. 6 people died there. We know 12 others, at least 12 others were hurt, and another person was killed in Georgia, where wind knocked out power to thousands. First responders are still assessing the damage and hope to get an aerial view of the city this morning.
What's the latest there, Rod?
The news is good in that the storm is mostly moved offshore. There are some storms in Florida. But, you know, part of the deal of climate change is that we're seeing these cold intrusions come out of Canada more frequently drop all the way to the Gulf Coast than we used to see. That means you're now pulling down colder air that far south than we used to get. That sets up stronger jet streams that fuel severe storms. And the eyeball test certainly says we're seeing that type of thing in midwinter more often than we used to. Here's a look at where we are right now. And you can see the storm line from that front is crossing Florida. Otherwise, it's out to sea. Thunderstorms here, but no watches or warnings for severe weather in the south is largely drying out, as you can see, so that's good news. Back to our world, we have the low that was here where my fist is. Now it's moved away from us, but the overall pattern is the same. You can see all the moisture migrating south to north, up into the northwest. This has been mainly light precipitation to the tune of less than 5/100 of an inch since midnight here in the Willamette Valley. I think overall today will be a lot like yesterday. We'll see rain more than not, but there will be some breaks. And most of the time when you're out and about, the rain's going to be fairly gentle. I didn't think yesterday, personally, was bad to be out running around at all. And I think that'll be the case more than not today. Here we are noon. Now, you know, rain coming and going. This does show the chance along the coast anyway, some heavier shower activity, maybe around 6 p.m. tonight at the coast. Part of the story is the snow level continues to be really high. Here's Timberline Lodge. I want you to notice the parking lot. It doesn't have snow on it. That's all melted away. It's 37 degrees up there. Snow level setting at 7,000 feet. So all precipitation today will again, over the Cascade Passes, be in the form of rain, not snow. That certainly makes travel easy, right? Here are the temperatures to start our day. We're 50 in Astoria, 48 in Salem, 50 in Eugene. Eugene hit 62 yesterday. How about that? Wow. All right. 44 in the Dalles, 54 degrees out in Pendleton. Here's our 7-day forecast for you. We'll take you through the weekend. So today, a lot like yesterday, 53, 55 for high. Tomorrow, I think you'll notice, hey, it's not as wet. We have longer and more frequent dry breaks, more of a scattered shower day, if you will. But then there's a system that picks the rain back up Saturday overnight into Sunday. And Sunday could be a lot like today, for example. Here's a big update for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. This is looking fairly dry, a partly sunny day with a shower chance, but expecting lots of dry time, a high of 48 degrees. The next time the rain really gets picking up again would be Tuesday overnight into Wednesday with another front. That's your weather for now.
Hey, speaking of the holiday, Rod, in honor of Dr. King's legacy of service, Solve invites you to a holiday cleanup event. Coming up this morning, what's happening here in Portland on Monday and where you can find more ways to volunteer all across the state.
And this Monday, we remember one of the greatest champions of the civil rights movement. Of course, we're talking about Martin Luther King Jr. Today, a very special tribute to him and his wife, Coretta Scott King, is being unveiled for the first time in our nation's oldest public park, the Boston Common. It's called The Embrace, and it celebrates not only the Kings' love story, which began in Boston, but also their commitment to the peaceful fight for equality. Here's what King's son thought about the new monument.
I thought, this is a powerful image. Sometimes we are afraid to embrace, but for Dad and Mom to show us what embracing is, to have a manifestation of what they consistently did.
And embracing service. In our Sunrise Spotlight this morning, we're talking giving back on Martin Luther King Day. If you're looking for ways to celebrate, Solve has some volunteer opportunities right here in Portland and beyond. For more than 50 years now, Solve has brought Oregonians together to clean up our state. The nonprofit is all about service, and so was MLK. That's why Solve organizes events on the King holiday. It's often referred to as a day on instead of a day off. So get out there, get involved. One of Solve's biggest volunteer efforts is right here in Portland.
So we'll be starting at Irving Park, and then we'll be spreading out around the community in that area, and with a real focus on MLK Boulevard. There's a lot of scattered litter out there, and we just need to give it a good cleanup.
Solve will equip you with absolutely everything you need to get the job done, from trash bags and gloves to litter grabbers and safety vests. Just come dressed in case we get some liquid sunshine.
It looks like it's not going to be the best weather, but it's January in Portland, so we're used to this. And all our events are rain or shine, and we are a hardy group here, so we don't have a problem with volunteers coming out and wanting to clean up in the rain. We never see that as a problem.
See, they roll with it. That's what I love about Solve, no matter what. So for more information, you can head to solveoregon.org. And this is super important. You must pre-register for the Irving Park event. It runs from 10 to noon on Monday. So go ahead and hop online and sign up. Statewide, there are about 2,000 people who are going to be participating in some kind of cleanup event.
Wow.
But Rod, I feel like you've got some very good, very good news for Chris.
As a forecast, one of the eye-popping bits of information when I looked at everything early this morning was there's a window of pretty quiet weather, it looks like now, on Monday. Kind of one of those partly sunny days you're like, well, we could see a few scattered showers, but really much of the day looks dry.
Nice.
So that would be nice, yeah.
Nice day to take off. Know anyone taking off on that particular day?
Are you looking at me for,
Well,
okay, you do,
I'm with you.
We're
I'm with
both
you. You're not
going to be
alone in
off
that endeavor.
day.
So good news for the long holiday weekend, right?
Yeah, now today, as I get over to the weather map, it's going to be much like what we have seen the last 24 hours. Here are the temperatures outside right now. We have 48 in Sherwood, 48 in Tigard, 51 degrees in Happy Valley. We have areas of rain out there. Right now it's moved north over Portland. We have some drying down toward Corvallis and in Salem with temperatures in the 40s. Here's Zeke, today's KGW Dog of the Day. Use that hashtag. Post your pics on your social media channels. We'll find your photo and put it on our show. The weather map for today. So again, today a lot like the last 2 days here on the west side. Mild temps well up into the 50s, coast, valley. Rain at times, but some dry breaks. And then you have a shower chance, but also some sun breaks and really pretty dry weather overall in Central Oregon, where it's also been nice. Bend 51, Madras 56 degrees. Continues to be mild out in Pendleton, 57. Again, any showers out this way, on average, not really expected to be much more than traceable. 39 in Baker City and 48 degrees in John Day. 7-day we talked about today being like the last couple of days. Fewer showers tomorrow, so more dry time tomorrow than we have had. Rain picks up Saturday overnight into Sunday. There's Dr. King Day on Monday, a day with partly sunny skies, lots of dry time with a shower chance, and that is your 7-day forecast for now.